Zoom stock has just crashed by over 35%, so could now be a potential buying opportunity. Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Now, I'm sure many of you guys have used Zoom over lockdown. I know I have, and Zoom has become immensely popular. The real question is, can Zoom continue to grow despite lockdowns being lifted across many parts of the world as the vaccines get rolled out? That is the real question I'm going to try and answer in this video, and I'm also going to dive into a deep dive valuation I've done using a spreadsheet by a professor of finance at New York University. So be sure to stick around to the end of this video, guys, and I think you'll like what I've got for you. And before we dive right in, if you're new around here, feel free to join the investing family by hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on. And if you do find any value in this video at all, I really appreciate an early thumbs up. That helps out tremendously with the channel. And if you do want to access live exactly which stocks I'm buying, which stocks I'm selling, my entire portfolio, and join a thriving community of some of the finest people on the internet, then be sure to check out that first link in the description below for the VIP membership group. And with that being said, let's dive in. So diving straight in at Zoom share price. Now, I first recommended Zoom on this channel back in, I believe, May 2020, so it was around $170 per share, and even back then everybody was saying, oh, Zoom's overvalued. And then obviously since then it went on a monstrous bull run, up 234% to its all-time highs. But now there has been a major pullback, and this is the problem. When you get in these growth stocks late, you can be left holding the bag when they do have a major pullback. Now, the stock has pulled back by 36%. Now, I don't put this down just to Zoom as a company, because there was a major sort of market pullback across many growth and tech stocks. Now, this was due to a variety of factors. The first being the economies of many countries across the world reopening globally due to the vaccine rollout. So investors and traders were transitioning from stay-at-home stocks such as Zoom, Peloton, Amazon, and many, many more, to more cyclical stocks such as travel stocks, which are set to boom during a reopening of the economy. But does that mean we're just going to forget about Zoom and never use Zoom again? Well, personally, I don't think so. So let's just dive into a few of the products that Zoom has, because it doesn't just have this chat service, which I'm sure you guys have used. They also have Zoom Rooms, which is a video conferencing setup for offices, and they also have their Zoom Phone, which is basically one unified platform for the phone, video, meetings, and chat. So this is a really great platform which has proved to be extremely popular. So Zoom recently announced over 1 million phone sales. And this brings me neatly onto another positive with Zoom, and that is the so-called share of mind principle. So this principle was first popularized by the legendary investor Warren Buffett, and it's basically our psychological connection with major brands. So Warren Buffett's example is a brand such as Coca-Cola, but I'll use some more modern examples. So if I say video streaming, who do you think of? Most likely Netflix. If I say modern day taxi services, most likely you're going to think of Uber. And the same thing as with Zoom. If I say video conferencing to 20, 30, 40 people on the street, who are they likely to say? Zoom. Whether they're in school and they had to use Zoom, or whether they're employees and they had to use Zoom, everybody is going to say Zoom, despite there being competitors in this industry. And I think that amount of power behind a brand is immensely valuable, as to get that kind of coverage where almost everybody on this planet knows the name of your company would cost billions and billions of dollars in marketing, and Zoom has got all that due to this global lockdown. So I think this is immense brand power. I don't think the stock will be worth as much looking forward, but I don't think it will reset down completely to levels prior to the whole pandemic. Now, diving into this advanced valuation model. Now, this was originally created by a professor of finance at New York University, and I've just adapted it and added on a few extra bits and made it a little bit more user-friendly. But there's a download link for this, as well as a few other spreadsheets I've used in the past for valuation, all in the VIP group. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. So what I've done here is I've filled in all the details for Zoom here, the revenues, the book value of equity, the debt, all the other different features here. And what I've come up with is the revenue growth rate for next year is predicted by a few analysts at 43%. So, which is still fantastic. So generally I say a growth stock is one which is growing between 20 and 30% per year. So 43% is incredible. But let's look at how fast Zoom grew this year. So Zoom zoomed in 2020, of course. So they've just released their earnings, and total revenue for the quarter was $882 million, up 369% year over year. So that's incredible growth. This is one of the fastest growing companies, but we can put a large percentage of that growth down to this whole global issue. Now Zoom is extremely user friendly. I did do a bit of a review comparing Zoom to Microsoft Teams and Google Meet, and I think Zoom is the easiest to use and the most well known. So I do think it's a market leader in this space, but can we expect 369% growth again moving forward? I don't think so. I think it will be closer to the analyst estimates at around 42%, which is still pretty good. This says the fair value of Zoom stock should be $87 per share. So that's way lower than where it is today. So let's just dive straight back into that share price. $87 is lower than it was back in March 2020. So it seems that this is a really sort of conservative estimate with the growth for Zoom. But let's dive into a few more metrics, because I did do another valuation with this discounted cash flow model. And this said the stock is undervalued. And this says the stock, looking at forward projections of the discounted cash flow for Zoom, it says the stock's fair value is $498. So it seems we have two very different valuations. So let's look at one more valuation platform. We're here on Stockopedia. This is a great platform to analyze stocks. If you guys wish to check it out and see if it fits your investing style, I've actually got an exclusive 25% off discount link only for you guys, the viewers of Motivation to Invest. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. And let's just dive straight into this price to sales figure here. So it's currently at 50, just looking at the previous revenues of the company. Now, really, you're paying 50 times the company's revenues. So that's extremely high. So I personally think, even despite the major decline, Zoom is still priced for perfection. I think it's still priced a little bit too juicy right now. I do have a small position in this stock at the moment. I did take some profits earlier on during these highs here. I have a small position around probably around these levels here, around the 200s. And yeah, I'm keeping my position at the moment. I'm going to hold my position so far. I'm going to see how this plays out and how much people use Zoom in the future, because I do think the work from home trend will continue accelerating. Of course, it won't be as much as it was during the whole global lockdown, which was more of a forced work from home, but I do think the trend will not return to pre-pandemic levels. But I think you could potentially wait for the whole economy to reopen, for everything to get back to normal, as they say, and then have a look at Zoom's quarterly earnings and just see how they do, see what the growth is like, and that will be a major predictor of Zoom moving forward. So like all my videos, guys, this is not financial advice, but I hope this did help to give you sort of a few different opinions and a few different ways of thinking about Zoom stock and how you could potentially play it in the up and coming months. And if you did find any value in this video at all, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. That helps out tremendously with the YouTube AI. If you're new around here and you still haven't subscribed, feel free to join the investing family by hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on. And if you do want to know in real time exactly which stocks I'm buying, which stocks I'm selling, and access my entire portfolio and join a thriving community of some of the finest people on the internet, then feel free to check out that first link in the description below. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an incredible day, and I'll see you in my next video. Invest safe.